Hey, stranger. Welcome back. Today's episode is about the Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. So, in regards to them, this couple who quite a few people looked up to them. Of course, Jada released her book and it's been in the blogs in regards to her and Will Smith being separated for 7 years? Mm-hmm. 7 years. So Jada stated that the night that Will smacked Chris was like the first time he called Jada his wife in what was it, those 7 years
Yeah.
or years, whatever, years. So, that kind of shocked her and riled her up and things of that sort. More of the story, Jada also stated that they are working towards rekindling everything that they had.
Yeah.
But of course, it's just been so much uproar. And I think, this is really my favorite topic because I just have so much to say about it. And I was, as I was telling you, I learned from Jada. I learned from her, in a sense.
That's who you meant. Oh, when you said that earlier, why was I thinking Jada Cheeves or Chavez? How do you say her name? Cheeves or just Cheeves?
Jada Waiter.
Jada Waiter.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were talking about. That's why I was like, what? Why? What happened?
That's when I saw your face. I'm like, because I told my friend, I learned something from Jada before. Jada.
Why didn't I think Jada Pinkett Smith? I was thinking the other Jada.
I don't know.
That's why I was like, what? Because I know she just went to Dubai with Lil Baby again. Mm-hmm. So I was like, what you learn from her?
Oh, no, I ain't learned. No offense, Jada. No shade. No Summer Walker over here, but no, not that Jada. Jada Pinkett.
That's what I thought you was talking about.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Yeah, so it makes sense now?
It makes much more sense
okay.
now. Way more sense now.
Seriously, but yeah, and just to, get our community up to date, I just told Lex that I really just learned the ideal of not placing my ideal or my fairy tale thoughts of what a relationship should be like and on to the reality of things. So really just letting go of that fairy tale and, just really getting a sense of that reality relationship. But that's another topic for another day. But yeah, more of the story, Jada and Will Smith is the media mess.
Yes. Now, I just want to say, I still have mad respect for that slap.
Yeah. As he should. As he should.
I really always respected it. But I don't know if that's toxic or not.
I feel like knowing that they were not going as husband and wife at that time, or they were not even together, or and they hadn't been for so long, and the fact that he said what he said,
keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
So it's what Jada said, well, what was that there? So I just felt was the slap necessary, knowing that y'all really was not together?
I don't know. I still feel I think the slap was just personal.
It had to be. Oh, because he was trying to talk to Jada, so he Will probably felt like he had to now I'm about to do my big one on you, because for one, I'm pretty sure I already told you to stay away from my wife. Now you got my wife's name in your mouth. Exactly. Nah, no.
Exactly. But yeah, I just this is a good topic too. Now I want to ask you first, right? After finding out about them not being together for so long, right? What do you think about a separation of that length and not divorcing?
Well, from what Jada said, that they had an agreement that they wouldn't physically divorce each other, or divorce each other on paper, as what she said. Mm-hmm. So if that was their agreement, then I think, per them, that was acceptable. But I just what was, so okay, I got a question to ask you. But to that degree, I just think that's crazy. But it's that's real life, Yeah. It's really married couples out here who's not technically together, but they are still married. Mm-hmm. So they still kind of have an obligation towards one another, or even that level of respect. But I think it's just all about that foundation and that agreement that they said. Mm-hmm. But I do have a question for you. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
So, Jada had her thing going with August.
Yeah.
So do you think that was cheating, even though they were separated? Because I remember when we talked before. Cheating is cheating.
Cheating is cheating. I do.
Separated or not?
So, okay. I don't know. Okay, it's hard to say. So, no, I don't think they were cheating. And this is why I don't think in this situation it was cheating. Mm-hmm. Because I think that they had, like you said, an agreement. I really do think that they were like, okay, we're not together. Right. Like, we're not going to divorce. But they're a celebrity couple. So they know if they put that divorce down, everybody's going to hear about it. Mm-hmm. And I think they had a decision to make. And I think they wanted to completely separate. Because sometimes people are like separating, but they are still like
dabbling.
And they're intending to come back together. But I think they really needed to find themselves separately. Like They literally were like, we need space away. Like Jada said, she moved into her own place and everything. They haven't even been living together. So I think like, no, it's not cheating.
Okay.
Because it was an agreement. Mm-hmm. So I think he had his own stuff going on for sure.
So what do you think that was different between Remy and Pat?
Okay. Papoose tried to fight. What is his face?
Didn't Will Smith smack
Chris Rock? And Jada wasn't messing with Chris Rock. Will Smith did not slap August.
Remy was messing with this man, Captain America or whatever his name was.
Why are we back to them?
I'm just saying because you said cheating is cheating.
Cheating is cheating, but
you divorced and you.
But I think Papoose was betrayed. I really don't think that was an agreement.
So
that's the difference.
So here's my take on the whole Jada and Will thing.
And wait, real quick, August did say that Will knew and was okay with it.
Okay.
So I think that's the difference too. But go ahead.
So my take on the whole situation, right? I feel like it was a brand / business decision for them to not divorce on paper. And I say that because everyone knows Will and Jada. Mm-hmm. Like they are a thing. They are a brand itself. You get what I'm saying? What did J. Cole say?
I want that Will and Jada love.
Okay. And Nicki Minaj said, shout out to what she said, shout out to Jada, I love her on Will. That's what Nicki Minaj said. Shout out to Jada, I love her on Will. Yeah. So it was like, they were like marriage goals, couple goals until we got into the group chat. Now it's like, no, we don't. But, so I think it was like a business, they can do more harm separated in the public than they can do, good.
Do you think it was also maybe like a community service? Which might sound crazy, but do you think it was also like a decision based on culture? Mm-hmm. Like they are such a Black power couple. Mm-hmm. It's almost like if Barack and Michelle were like
separated,
we're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think it could have also been that, like,
I think it was all of that because they still were like, wasn't they still doing like photo shoots and they still
was doing Red Table Talk.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other thing about that whole Red Table Talk is like now going back to that and they weren't together, it also puts a lot of things into perspective. Even just if you rewatch it, it's just like interesting, but they never actually said it, but they definitely insinuated it, like that they weren't together.
Yeah.
But personally, I like the fact that they did this. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that they decided to separate but not get divorced. And I think a lot more people need to know that that's possible. I think people need to understand, like, when you get in a marriage, especially as a young person, you're literally going to go through so many changes in who you are. And like, there's so many things that are going to happen in life that y'all are going to have your individual experiences. And I think it's okay to know that you can separate. You really can. And you can come back together. Like, it doesn't have to be like, I'm done with you. Like, it's just over. I never want to talk to you anymore. It's just over. It doesn't have to be that way. And I also think this goes back into what I talked to you about, how like there has to be more to a marriage than love. Like it's not just I love you, we're getting married. Like there has to be a greater purpose. There has to be more, because that's not cool. Love is not enough.
Love is definitely not enough to me. For me, like I can't. It's not enough. Like what else? It has to be a solid foundation. Love is an emotion, you know, like, is it an emotion? Love is emotion driven.
I think love is an emotion though.
Is it?
I feel like, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's emotion driven.
If it's not an emotion, what is it?
I don't know. I feel like love is a action.
Yeah, it's both. Two things can be true at once.
Yeah. So
love is both.
Okay.
Love is an action. Love is a feeling. It's an emotion too.
Yeah.
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 And you have to. It's still not enough.
It's not enough. And I just feel like it's a lot of determining factors, you know, in regards to the outcome of love. Like when people say, "Oh, he cheated on me. He doesn't love me." Like that's not true. He probably let the fuck out of you, but
that's not true.
He cheated on you. It's just he's a horrible
because he don't love her.
Exactly.
Just because he cheated on you, it doesn't mean he even loves her.
Right.
Like he cheated on you. It might not even have anything to do with you.
Exactly.
At all.
9 times out of 10, it don't.
It doesn't even have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
So, now that's not to say he cheated on you and it's okay.
Right.
It's not okay, but it's not a determining factor in how he feels about you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like a lot of people will come at people like, because a lot of people are honest about the fact that if their significant other cheats on them, they're not going to leave them. Or they keep taking them back and things like that. But it's because
cheating is not a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker, and it doesn't, not for everybody, and it doesn't determine how that person feels about you or treats you. A lot of times it says a lot more about who that person is, that they did it, than rather than like they don't love you or they don't feel the way they used to feel about you. It's not always that. But then it comes back to you deciding what is important in your relationship. What are we here for? What are we here to do? The Hey Stranger Network podcast is brought to you by Tribe Vibes ATL. Tribe Vibes ATL recommends family-friendly restaurants and events and travel. Are you looking for family-friendly things to do? You can follow Tribe Vibes ATL on all platforms at Tribe Vibes ATL. You can also find them on www.tribevibesworld.com.
Yeah, so I just feel like, you know, love is just, it's emotion driven. Like, it's just not enough. Like, I need something stronger, something solid. Like, no. We think we can, like, not love people. I mean, you can not love people, but I just think we think that we can just not love people, and that's just too unstable for me.
What do you mean?
Like, we think with time we don't love people anymore, right? I feel like, what is it I'm trying to say? So we think with time that, you know, we eventually stop loving people. So how can that be enough in a relationship or in a, you know, a
you're saying there
partnership?
has to be more for those times when you don't feel as strongly about that person.
Right.
There has to be more there. Exactly. Yeah. There has to be more.
It got to be, the foundation has to be, love is just too unstable.
The foundation from the beginning, like at the beginning of a relationship, we talked about this earlier, like before marriage and all those things. Foundation is so important. Like y'all have to have certain conversations. Like you have to talk about children, raising children, like religion, spirituality, like all of those things are literally going to be the foundation. Like even down to like, when we have issues, who do we go to? Because you're going to have issues. So like, who are we going to go to? Who do we respect? Together. Like, if you don't like my pastor, it has to be decided, okay, we won't go to my pastor. If you and my mother don't get along, it has to be decided she's staying out of our relationship. I won't tell her what's going on in our relationship. Right. Like, certain conversations have to be at the foundation. And I will say a lot of those things I just talked about have to be determining factors on if you move forward. Right. That's when you decide, like at the beginning of a relationship, that's when you decide. It's not just, I like this person, I love this person, let's get married. you might love this person, but y'all don't have the same goals, like,
or
values, or they don't want children, you want children. Y'all should not be continuing.
Right.
You're not going to change their mind.
And you
shouldn't try to change
exactly, but I think that's the thing. Like, people think that they can change someone's mind, and you can't change someone's mind. You can influence a decision, but you cannot change someone's mind. Like, I think that's crazy. But a lot of people will put themselves in situations thinking that they can change their partner's mind. And,
they definitely do.
So a lot of people will play the long game or just waiting game until eventually they think that, okay, I'm going to change their mind, or I'm trying to trick them, Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing that comes up too, is like children, finances. I feel like I don't know this to be the case. I don't know the statistics because I haven't done my research, but I really feel like those are like probably the main things. Probably finances is probably the top thing that ruins relationships and marriages. Yeah. Finances, and then children. And I think, I'm not saying this ruins relationships, but I do think spirituality and religion is a major thing. But I do think people wait too long to have those conversations. I'm the type of person, I'm gonna talk about this stuff the first day we meet. Yeah, I do not think it's too crazy to ask a person about children on a first date.
You want to get to know, who you trying to get to know.
Exactly. Like, let's get to know one another,
right?
Like, because I don't have to, because maybe I get emotionally invested too fast. It's like, if I know that I want this in life and you don't want this, we don't need to talk no more. Like, let's just end it right here.
Literally.
I don't want to be 6 months down the line, then I find out you don't want no kids, and I wanted kids, and it's like,
now I just wasted 6 months of my life.
I wasted 6 months.
So I know you said something about Will and Jada. They basically had to separate to find themselves. Now, I saw something on the internet, and it was saying like, I don't want to entertain a man that doesn't know his purpose. Because he's just going to be dragging me along until he find out that, what his purpose is. What do you think about that?
I definitely see where that person is coming from, for sure. So I heard somebody else say, when men will talk and they'll say, like, they're supposed to be the leader and things like that. And, like, I do agree with that. I do think that men are supposed to lead their families. But it's like, if they don't know where they're leading you, y'all gonna all end up in a ditch. So yeah, you need, if I'm with a man, if I'm talking to a man, he needs to know where he's going. He need to know how he intends to get there. Right. That's also important. Like, it's not just, this is what I want to do in life. It's like, these are the actions I'm gonna take to get to where I want to be.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Okay, so my question for you is, outside of love, what is the most important thing you need to find in a partner, a long-term partner, a lifelong partner?
That's a good question. I feel like it's a couple things. So the things I say is definitely not in order, but I feel like support. You need to be a supportive partner, an understanding of one another. I think that is like huge. I don't think any relationship or anything can work without an understanding. And literally, I think that's like taking the time out to understand what it is that we doing, who it is that you are, who it is that I am. Respect. Definitely respect. High key respect. R-E-S. But yeah, trying to think. Respect. Trust, though. How could I forget trust? Trust is like the foundation of everything. If you don't have trust, I think all of that crumbles. Yeah.
Okay.
What about for you?
For me, outside of love, I would say the most important thing is legacy. Okay. That's really important for me. Yeah. Like, the person I'm with has to be interested in that. Yeah. Like, that has to be important to them. Spirituality and God, that is major. And when I say these things, these are things where I'm like, even if I love you, if you don't have these things, it's like it's not gonna work. So like they have to also be family oriented.
That's major for me too.
Yeah. And the things you said, like I have to be able to trust them. Definitely, I have to be able to trust them, and they have to be fun. I have to be able to have fun with you, like like we got to be able to have fun and go do things and just have a good time. So yeah,
I like those. Hey Stranger Network is sponsored by Unofficial K, a beauty and fashion brand that caters to plus-size women looking to gain a higher level of confidence through the clothing that they wear. They have styles specifically for your birthday, vacation trips, club nights, date nights, and all special occasions that you'd want to look good for. Be sure to check them out at www.realunofficialk.com. You can also follow them on all social media platforms at realunofficialk. Okay, so today we're going to play a game, and the game is called Dating Dilemma. So we're going to give scenarios, and you just have to tell me what would you do in the scenario.
Okay.
But you can go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, so the dilemma is you have met someone you really like, you feel like y'all are in love, and y'all are about to take the next steps, and you meet his family, and his whole family can't stand you. What do you do moving forward? Do you continue to pursue this relationship?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Okay, so I'm not going to say I wouldn't. It all depends, right? That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it all depends. How close is he with his family?
Close. Like he, they have family game night and everything. They close.
Oh, they close? Yeah, no, I wouldn't, because I couldn't be a part of that. And I don't want him to ever feel like he have to choose, because I'm going to want him to choose me.
You would make him choose?
I wouldn't make him choose, but I would want him to choose me. I will always want him to choose me. So therefore, that is something that I can't even follow up with, because it's like I don't even want to put him in that situation.
So you would want him to choose you. What if... Okay, so you would want him to choose you in the sense of he chooses you and doesn't spend time with his family anymore?
Not necessarily don't spend time with his family, but if he is like a true family man and he enjoys spending time with his family, there's going to be times where he's going to want to spend with his family, but I got needs. You get what I'm saying? So what if I want him to be home with me, but he want to go chill with his family? No, you need to choose me. Ooh. Yeah, see, it ain't gonna work, because I don't even want to have that argument with you.
Yeah, because that's an issue.
Yeah, it's a huge issue. So we could be cool, but don't ever invite me to your family functions. I don't even want to see your family if they don't like me.
Wow. Would you try to like mend that? Like,
no.
Would you try to? No.
Because for one, why y'all don't like me? I'm not even a person that you don't even like. Like, like I'm not an unlikable person. I ain't do nothing to y'all.
Sometimes it'd be possession. Sometimes those families are possessive over their family members, so it's just like they don't like nobody that come around. But you ain't having it. It don't even matter. It's just matter. No.
That's too much chaos. Too toxic. Like I don't want to have to deal with none of that in my adult life. Yeah. Like like it's supposed to be easy with us. It's supposed to be just full of love. It's supposed to be just like it's just supposed to be. Yeah.
Love is not enough.
Yeah, and it's not enough. Like, yeah, I love you, but I'm not willing to deal with this chaos, or I'm not just willing. This is such extra stress. You know how much stuff we got to deal with as humans?
Yes.
So to have that extra stress from your family who don't have really a good reason not to like me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to deal with it. So, no, you can go have those family nights with your family, and I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Okay.
What's my dilemma?
Okay, so you're a dilemma. You're in a relationship, and he tell his mom everything. His mom speaks for him and always has an opinion on the troubles that you two go through, or just anything in regards to the family. How do you move forward?
How do we move forward? So I don't like that. That is not acceptable. Cause like if you a grown man, I don't like the whole mama's boys thing. Like, no, like it's cool. I hope you have a good relationship with your mom, but like you cannot be telling her everything that's going on. Because now you're giving her this viewpoint of me only from your point of view of what you think is going on and how you feel about the situation. And then I got to deal with her mouth because she think you just God's gift to every woman on earth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time for that. So, I mean, I definitely have to have a conversation. Like, this has to end or it's not going to work.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with that. But I really feel like I would just try to have an understanding with his mom too, though. Like, I would try to like be like, could you stay out of our business a little bit more?
Yeah. What did she say? No. No, that's my son. That's my baby, and I ain't staying out of nothing.
Then I have to be like, yeah,
you know,
y'all,
mom's gonna do that. Just possessive.
Yeah, then I have to be like, nah, no. I mean, if she's definitely like, you know, unless she's able to be neutral, which she probably not gonna be able to, but unless she's able to be neutral and able to see his wrongdoings and really bring a balanced conversation, nope, I'm not dealing with that.
Okay. What about speaking for him?
Oh, speaking for him, I ain't answering my phone. Get off my phone, lady. He gonna have to have this conversation. Yeah. He gonna have to use his words, cause no, I'm not dealing with that. Grow up, all of y'all. Grow up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think about soulmates?
I think soulmates exist. What about you?
I think soulmates exist for sure. And I think everyone meets their soulmate in their lifetime. I think we all come across the person for us. And I don't know if we don't all recognize it, or sometimes we might ruin those relationships. But I do think we all meet our soulmate.
Okay. So you think when you say soulmate, you're speaking on one person. You don't think we can have multiples?
No, I don't. And I really feel like the reason I feel that way is because I think that we're all meant to be in relationships. So I don't feel like we will be placed here and that person wouldn't exist for us. So, you know, I do think that, and that doesn't mean that person is in your town. It doesn't mean that you went to school with them, like, you know, and it doesn't mean you're going to meet them in your 20s. Maybe you haven't met them yet, you know, but I do think that person is going to cross your path. Like, it has to happen. I fully believe that.
Do you think you can experience a soulmate or soulmate like qualities in different people?
I think you can soulmate. Mm-hmm. So I think that you can like work towards having that connection with someone who's not your soulmate. Yeah. Okay. I think you can do that.
Okay. Cause like I believe in soulmates, but I do also believe in experiences with other people that can feel like it's a soulmate, but it's really, that's just an experience. Mm-hmm.
Learning experiences.
Yeah, learning experience, just, you know, overall experience. Like I feel like, damn, because what am I really trying to say? I just feel like you experience people. Mm-hmm. I think like sometimes we can think that an experience equals a soulmate, and it don't. Mm-hmm. You know, like just because it's a good experience doesn't mean that this is your soulmate. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it means to have a soulmate?
No, you tell me.
I don't know what it means.
You don't. So you just
I don't
feel like
completely
it's a feeling.
know. You said what?
You just feel like it's a feeling.
Yeah, I don't think I know completely what it means to have a soulmate, but I do think that it's easier. I think you can know when somebody's your soulmate, because I think it's like easier. Things are just easier. They fit, they align. Like y'all see eye to eye on a lot of things. It's just, that is your partner. Not even not really your equal, it's your balance. You know, like a lot of people are like, I'm looking for my equal, but you really need to be looking for that balance, the yin and the yang. Like, it's not supposed to be
equal.
You're equal. Like, y'all are supposed to be able to come together and bring aspects to one another's lives that's not already there.
Right.
Like, that person might have a strong suit that you don't have, or, you know, a personality trait that you need that to be brought out of you. So I think it aligns, but I do think it's also, you might be turned off by a soulmate because you're looking for somebody just like you. You might not be able to see outside of yourself, and how you might need that person to better you,
right,
rather than like co-sign everything that you are. That person might be there to teach you to be better, to show you a better way of being. Right. And a lot of people, they don't like that, you know, and they lose a person because that person didn't accept them for who they are. Yeah.
It's about that ideal and then that reality. Just how Jada said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that actually could have happened in their relationship, though. I think that Jada and Will are actually total opposites.
Right.
They seem like total opposites. Like, they present so opposite of each other, like personality-wise and everything, but that doesn't mean that they're not meant to be. Something is pulling it. They are literally, something keeps pulling them back together.
And it ain't love.
I don't know what it is, but they are literally like magnetic to one another. Like,
it's because they work well with each other. It's a partnership. Like, they work well with each other. Like, they do better together than apart.
Yeah. And he's clearly obsessed with her.
Yeah. Obsessed, but don't want to do right.
But yeah, that's my view on soulmates.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on all platforms, and be expecting us next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye, strangers.
Hey, stranger. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. We're so excited to continue these meaningful conversations every Thursday. Make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube and you're following us on all platforms at Hey Stranger Network. Don't miss our journey as two strangers navigating living in a new city, making friends as an adult, networking, dating, and married life. We love to hear from you, so be sure to leave your comments and let us know what's going on in your life. And don't forget to talk to a stranger this week.